Gardner-Webb head coach Cris Reisert, the team coming off a 1 point loss in the season opener against Wofford. This week they are going to take on FBS foe James Madison on the road. So, Coach, just some thoughts on your team, and then we'll go into some questions.
Yeah, no, tough first week. Certainly didn't have the results that you wanted to have with the 1 point loss, and had I felt like pretty good control of the game, kind of heading into the late in the third and early in the fourth, and just didn't finish. Gotta kind of take away some big things from that. Just understand what it looks and feels like to be able to finish a game and to make those plays at the back end of it, to isolate and to find a way to kind of get us over the hump. Proud of the way our guys competed. I thought they played hard. Thought they played with a lot of effort. We had one returning starter or kicker coming into the game. And so you had, a bunch of brand new guys that had never played at home in Spangler Stadium, hadn't played together. And so I thought all that considered, it was certainly really cool for that to come to life. And we've got to take away a lot from it to hopefully improve us and give us a better chance to win moving forward.
Yeah, and what you just said there about finishing games. Talk about just getting the lead and you maintained the lead. You were up 9 points there at the end of the third quarter, just with all those new pieces to come together to be able to put some points on the board early.
Yeah, no, I mean, I like I said, I thought we did some really, really good stuff. I mean, you look at it, you take away, we won the yards per play margin, we won the turnover margin, we won the middle eight. There's a lot of the things statistically that you look at as a football coach where it's like, man, that's pretty good. If you told me we could win all those three things, I probably had taken that bet, right? If you had told me that 3 months ago. And so it really came down to we didn't perform on third down on either side of the ball, and I think that led to some ugly issues later in the game where you ended up with third and longs in situations where you had to have them, and we couldn't get off the field on some of the third and longs where we had to have them. But I think that's one of those things. It's like, as you think about the evolution of our program, we're starting from scratch in a lot of ways in terms of how we play together as a team and how we finish. And I think we really reflected. We looked at it. We didn't hide from it. It's like, look, it happened and you got to own it. And the only way to get better because of it is to own it and then really grow from it. And I think we've done that this week.
So you're getting ready to face a team who was dominant at the FCS level. Now they've made that transition. Just some general thoughts on what you've seen on them, and then we'll go to some of these questions in the chat I have for you.
Yeah, I mean, James Madison's an awesome program. I worked for Coach Signetti at Elon for some time, and so I've followed James Madison. A lot of my good friends were there on the past staff, and so got a chance to kind of see some of the success that they had through that. We certainly understand that this is a great test for our program. It's a program that we're going against. It's going to play hard. They're going to play with energy. They're going to compete. It's going to be an awesome atmosphere. It's a sold out deal in Harrisonburg. So our guys are really excited to be able to get in that type of environment. And I think there's no more to say than it's a really cool opportunity and one that we're looking forward to and can't wait to just to take one more step forward as a program and get better. And for us, it's just about constant evolution and constant improvement.
The question's from Mike, who works for the Richmond paper. He wanted to know, what challenges does JMU quarterback Alonzo Barnett present for you all?
Yeah, he's dangerous in a lot of regards, right? One, I think he's a really good deep ball thrower. Two, I think he's really dynamic with his legs. They're gonna run him more than maybe they had run the quarterback in the past, and he's a very, very big part of what they do there. Is one of their leading rushers in Week 1 against Charlotte, and so you got to account for his legs, you got to account for his talent in the pocket, and you certainly got to make sure you have enough bodies for him to make sure that you can contain him, and certainly in the times they need to be able to get him loose.
And then the second part of that was, how hard is it to scout a quarterback who's only played 2 career games and he's on a team with that's a whole new offense?
It's a challenge. I think it's a challenge in a lot of regards. It's a challenge just to scout kind of everything, right? You have an idea of what these coaches have done in the past, whether it was Coach Chesney at Holy Cross or the different assistants that he has and where they came from. And so you're really trying to make educated guesses on what they would do in this situation, what they would do in that situation. And so a lot of it is you're kind of throwing it up against the wall and you're trying to kind of use your spidey sense to put yourself in the best possible position to play good defense, offense, or special teams. And so I think it's a challenge in both. I think it's just the nature of a Week 1 or Week 2 game, but specifically when you have a new staff with different pieces from different places and you don't know what they brought that's theirs and what they brought from the previous place they were at.
Let's flip that question then. And your team, you mentioned you got a whole new team basically too. How did Tyler play at quarterback for you all in the first game, and just his thoughts, and with being relatively new to this team, how that prevents a challenge from JMU scouting him?
I thought he played well. I mean, relative to what you would expect from your quarterback in a week one football game, I thought he played really well. I thought he executed. He owned the football. He made the throws that he needed to down the field. One of the things that Wofford did a really good job of is, they stayed on top of a bunch of stuff, and so it forced you to do it the hard way. And I thought relatively we did a pretty good job with that. And Tyler was a big piece of that, just taking what they gave him and being consistent with what they gave him, and just being able to be accurate and efficient with what he needed to be. I thought he did a nice job.
I want to ask you about defensively too, Pius and just his game. He stuffed the stat sheet, so I don't know about his performance from when you watch the film, but 9 tackles, 2 tackles for loss, a sack, and a quarterback hurry.
No, Pius played really well. He was an addition from Lamar for us, and had played some end and has played some tackle, and it's kind of bumped around in a lot of different spots. And it was cool to see him have some success. He's really worked his tail off and has really invested in just kind of whatever we've asked of him to do. He's been the consummate team player, and so it's been neat that in the opportunities he was given, to see him take advantage of some of those. And I think it's a really good lesson for the bulk of our team of, look, you don't know what it's going to look like going into each game week, but you also don't know what time the game's going to come to you. And when it does come to you, are you ready? Have you prepared for that moment? And if you have, then you're going to take advantage of the opportunities, and those will multiply.
We asked you this last week before the game, but just talk about the atmosphere at your home game too, and what that was like, and then what to expect the next time you have a home game with those same fans.
No, it was awesome. I thought our atmosphere was great. Our fans showed up. They had great energy. In the big situations where we needed a buzz, I thought we had it. And another student section did a really good job being present, being vocal, and being a part of the football game. And that goes a long way. You and I both know, in order for you to be dominant at home, you need home field advantage to feel like home field advantage. And I think it was a really good step in that direction. Certainly when you win, right, you're able to get even more buzz moving forward. And that's one of the things that we got to capitalize on when we are in that position. We've got to be able to finish well. And so we'll continue to learn those lessons, but I thought the support was really, really good.
Well, Coach, thanks for your time this morning. Best of luck this weekend. We'll talk to you next week.
Thanks, sir. See you soon.